Hello everybody, Felicia here with a new video for the cut cardstock design team featuring the currency cardstock in silver. Yes, sirree bobbies. I am going to be using that, and I used it to make to cut out my film strips. So I used my die cutting machine and I cut out my film strips there. And yes, I am doing something different. I just cut it down the middle there, and I thought I'd try a little different thing here for this layout this time. And those little black and white film strips, those are real film strips. I had so many of those that I could just use some of them. But those film strips are from back in the day when I was young, very young. I was 19 when I had these photos taken, and I was going into modeling then. So I decided to, have those photos taken of myself, and yeah, but anyway, so that's why this is titled Throwback TB Youth. And I decided to keep it short because I really didn't want to. I didn't do any journaling on this either. So, but I decided to just go ahead and just showcase this whole entire thing. And I loved how these film strips came out. They came out perfect here for this layout. And so I'm going to be kind of like just strategically putting these down and everything. And I'm going to be right now I'm doing a tedious thing of punching out all the little tiny holes because the die has these little tiny holes. And so I'm punching those out, and I sped it up. So it looks like I'm doing this super, super quickly, but I did cut a lot of it out because it took up a lot of film. So I didn't want to, not film. Oh my gosh. Oops. It took up a lot of time. But you can see me, I'm punching out the holes and things right there. So I decided to take some of that out. And so I'm done with all of that. Right now you see me getting ready to put it down and get everything organized and, down, because I need to get the film strips down so I can know exactly how I want to layer the film strips there on the right side there. So I put that down, and then I am going to be putting down the film strips. Now, like I said, those are real film strips. I did cut them. They used to come on a full sheet, and they were film strip proofs. And so they used to come on this sheet. Okay, so I'm dating myself back in the day after your photo shoot. I didn't want to date myself, but I am dating myself with this. So anyway, so I don't know if anybody remembers how the film strips used to come on that sheet, but I surely have proof of that. I don't know how I held on to these all these years, but and I'm laughing because I can't believe I actually even held on to these. Anyway, so I just thought it would be a great opportunity to use the silver currency cardstock from Cut Cardstock to make the film strips, because I thought this would be would stand out more so, because and to do silver and black. And so I'm glad I did, because I really like how this came out. So I'm actually gluing down. Now what I'm gluing down is those little pieces that when I die cut the film strips, the little squares that were in between the little film strips things. So I had punched those out too as well. And so now I'm gluing the other side so I could have that space in there and everything. And it's really, really turning out how I wanted to. I actually had a vision of this before I even decided to even go ahead and cut the paper. I don't know what it was, but I just love the idea of how this came out. So I'm pretty stoked about this. So I've been trying a lot of different new things here lately with scrapbooking, because I think I found out what my issue was when I was like, I just wasn't paying attention to the details when I would do my scrapbooking layout. So now I am actually putting more details into them, and I'm actually making them the way I like. I don't model by, excuse me, I can't even talk tonight. I do not model behind anybody else. I basically just think about these things and I sketch it out, and then I just go, oh, you know what, I could do that. And so once I sketch it out and put it to the side there, and then, which you can't really see my sketchbook, but my sketchbook is where I could see it, so that I could see the layout that I put together. And so that's exactly what happens. So I noticed that a lot of times I just kind of just put these things down on paper and boom, there you have it. So now I have gotten almost all the film strips down. This was a very fast process as far as gluing them down. I mean, I have really, as you can see, it looks like I'm going super fast in the video, but I'm actually going pretty fast. I'm actually gluing those things down and getting them put where they belong there. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I apologize for some of it being off the camera. I'm trying to make sure I keep the layout up there. As you can see, I pushed it up a little bit. I'm like, because I try to be aware of that. So I'm gluing some more of those little squares that the negative parts, I'm sorry, the whole parts there of when you do the die cutting there. And I'm putting those on, and I'm just strategically just placing them there, you know, just kind of putting them around, you know, just to add a little bit of the decoration and embellishment though. And what I like the most about that, doing this process, is that every piece of that die cut could be used, including the little tiny things that I punched out in the holes, but I didn't want those on the layout right now, but I've used them in the past before. So, and now I'm gluing down a little diamond shape whatchamacallits there, and it takes me a little bit to do that. So you get to actually watch some of this process. Actually, I think you get to watch the whole thing here, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I have a really fine tip nozzle there, so that's why I was able to do all of that. And I also use the same glue to glue down my sequences to with. And the process is pretty fast, which is what I like. You know, it's not slow at all. And plus I got the really fine needle nose tweezers that every now and then I have to kind of wipe them off because they get little glue on them and everything. And so so if you see me do that, I just kind of wipe them off a little bit there. So I'm making sure everything is glued down, you know, appropriately and neatly and all that other good stuff. And so I have a story to tell you about this film strip. So I was going to be doing some modeling, and let me tell you, modeling is great. Don't get me wrong. It's a great experience, and it's kind of, you know, exciting, and all the cameras in front of you flashing and people taking pictures of you and, you know, all that other good stuff. But there is no modesty in modeling. So I found that out. And I was young, and yeah, there's no modesty. And when I say that, I mean you change your clothes in front of everyone if you're doing a runway, or if you're doing any kind of special modeling. You know, you like where there's a bunch of you all together, they draw a curtain, and then anybody kind of just pops in, because I'll be honest with you, they're really not looking at your body. They're just looking how the clothes fall on your body a lot of the times. But I still wasn't comfortable with that anyway. So that's why I don't do it anymore, or I didn't pursue it to, you know, any further. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and be sure to check out the Cut Cardstock shop so that you can get your own cardstock. They really have good prices on their cardstock, and the quality is excellent. Thank you guys so much, and have a great and wonderful scrappy week. Bye-bye.